is equal to minus 2 thirds x plus 5 thirds. Okay. Effectively, what I'm saying here is that the slope of this line here, is minus 2 thirds. It's negatively sloped, which it is, and it's minus 2 thirds. That this value here is m. It's the slope of the line. Okay. Now, there's some important properties, yeah, and some important properties are this. Okay. Well, the first one is in relation to parallel lines. Okay. Two lines are said by definition to be parallel if they have the same slope. Okay, so let's consider parallel lines. So parallel lines. Okay, so two lines are going to be parallel in space. Okay, two lines x and y axis. So two lines are going to be parallel in space. Okay, parallel in space. Okay, if they have the same slopes. Let's say this is the line L and this is the line K. Okay, so two lines are parallel if they have the same slope. Okay, if that makes sense. So let's say, for argument's sake, here we have. Okay, so here we have. Let's say we have. Let's just create a triangle here. Okay, let's say we have something like this. Okay, let me just create something like this here. Okay. So I'm interested in this triangle here because this represents the slope of this line here. But what I have here is I have a congruent triangle here, okay? So that this particular angle here is the same. Okay, let's call this point here the point A. Let's call this B, and let's call this C, okay? Let's continue B through parallel to AC, okay? So AC is parallel to X, so let's continue B through to this point over here. Let's say D. And let's drop a perpendicular, so this is E here, okay? So what I'm arguing is that the triangle ABC, so the triangle ABC is, well, I'm saying it's congruent to the triangle CDE, the triangle CDE, okay? So basically what we have now is we have that this particular, from a little bit of geometry, that this angle here is the same. So actually the slopes of these two lines, parallel lines, are actually the same. So what does it mean if the slopes of two parallel lines are, if two parallel lines have the same slope, okay, we have a small little equation, yeah, okay, that says if given two lines, let's say L and K, okay, with slopes m1 and let's say m2, okay, well then, okay, L and K, okay, are parallel, okay, if and only if, okay, we have m1 times m2 is equal to 1, okay. So two lines are going to be parallel, okay, if the slope of the first one times the slope of the second one is equal to 1. Okay, am I right in saying that? I don't think I'm right in saying that at all. Okay, holy heart of divine. Okay, so if m1 divided by m2, that's what we should have, is equal to if m1 divided by m2 is equal to 1. Okay, that's what it would mean for two lines to be parallel. Okay, well, they have the same slope. Okay. What about perpendicular lines? Okay, well, with respect to perpendicular lines, so perpendicular lines, okay. So if two lines are perpendicular to each other, their slopes, the products of their slopes, okay, are going to be equal to -1 if they're perpendicular to each other. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. Okay, that the products of their two slopes will be equal to -1. So given two lines, let's say lines L and K, okay, with slopes m1 and m2, okay, well then L and K, okay, are perpendicular, okay, if and only if m1 times m2 is equal to -1. And this is a really handy and really important. Identity here for us. Okay, is that m1 times m2 is equal to -1. Okay. So for example, let's have a look at two lines. Okay, let's say we have 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. Okay. and let's say for argument's sake that we have, let's say 3x minus 2y is equal to 4. There's two lines here, okay? So the slope of this one here, the slope m1, let's say, is equal to, now we know that the slope is simply minus the a value divided by the b value, okay? That's the slope of a line, okay? When it's in general form, and this is in general form here, so it's minus the a value divided by the b, okay? So in this case here, minus the a is minus 2, okay? Divided by the b, the coefficient of the y, is 3. That's the slope of that line here. What about this line here? Well, m2, it's minus the a value, which is minus 3.